Why, hello, everybody. It's Robbie from Southern California, and I am going to keep this short. I did do a video of me working in the garden the other day, but I don't know. I was blowing so much steam that I don't even know if I really want to put it up. I'm still thinking about it. I'll see, because it's basically my thoughts, and I don't know. We're all in a whole new world, hopefully temporary new world, and I think we're all dealing with it in different ways. So don't worry, we're not going anywhere. I'm contemplating on different things to do. I know a lot of people, are looking to do something. I'm looking to do something. I'm even sent Hallmark a letter days and days ago and said, please bring on your Christmas movies. And some people got mad. And then all of a sudden, they brought on their Christmas movies just to get away from the news. Not that we don't want to know what's going on, but we do. But it really drags on you. It really pulls you down. So let's get to the deck right now, because to be honest, I haven't done much. I've done a little, but I haven't done much because we keep raining. And again, let me show you. We had the sun out for a few minutes, and now again, it's going to rain. We're all in the same situation. Don't need to talk about it. And we're all trying to think of what we can do. Either we want to grow food, or we want to simply keep ourselves busy. Busy and doing something that will bring good feeling to us right now. So I think gardening this year is just going to be one of the biggest things, because so many people are in and they can garden. They can garden on a deck. They can garden in their yard. They can garden at their neighbor's house. They can garden on a window. So I think gardening is going to be really big. And I know for me, no more playing around saying, oh, this little tomato plant has a chance. Maybe I should leave it. No, I'm done with that. I'm going to be brutal, and I'm going to chop it and drop it. And we're done with that this year. So what I did do, now it sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but I am not. I did go through all these plants. And I did look at this tomato that is coming up in this pot, and it is doing fabulous. So this tomato is definitely a keeper. It's going to give me food. I looked at this and analyzed how beautiful this is, and I have been picking and using this. That's a keeper. I'm not sure about anything else growing in there right now, but that is a keeper. Here's another one. This was a cutting. Look at the size of this cutting. Look how it goes up here and around, and it's already full of tomatoes. I think it's a midnight snack. It could be a hybrid. It was actually, no, it's a midnight snack. That's right. This is when I broke off, and I lifted this pot up, and I stuck it, about that much underneath. Just stuck it in the ground underneath the pot and put the pot back. This is an actual cutting. It is not a plant that grew. So this one is doing fabulous. That is a keeper. And that's what I'm doing. This in here has got orange mint. Now here's the issue. I was getting very close to pulling all this out because I'm not crazy about orange mint, but it's doing so well that when I get to this tub, I may keep it, because I'm making a lot of mint right now because we are not buying bottled water. We are using tap. I'm making tea. I'm making ice cubes. Tap water isn't the greatest, that it tastes, but the mint actually helps. And orange mint is really good to add to food. So I may keep that on my deck, because I'll keep maybe that as my only orange mint on the deck. We'll see when I get to that. As far as this is going. I will pull this out. I will compost this, and I will put something else in there. So this will change. I'm not even going to try to keep it alive. Look at this. This is also some tomato plants that are growing, and they're doing really well. Anything really well is staying. Anything not doing well is not staying. Look at my squash fell off. That's going to be cooked. We need it. This tomato came up from seed in this pot that's being watered from this one. So that's a keeper. This is going. I haven't gotten to it. Not going to try to keep anything alive. All this is going to turn into compost. This is chocolate mint. I am going to transfer the chocolate mint into something larger, because mint is important to me. It makes my tap water taste good. Our tap water is safe to drink. We do have some bottled water that we bought, but I'm not going to any machines right now or anything like that. Just too many people, and they've been shutting the machines down anyways, and then they turn them back on. I don't need that. I'm not touching where 100 people have been there all day touching. I don't need it. I told Gary I can boil it. I can put it through a Brita. I will make ice cubes, mint ice cubes, and add it to the water. This is all I need right now. This is garlic. I will decide what I'm going to do. I really want to get garlic going. I know it's got some black fly on it. Very simple to wash off. I will decide. This, to me, is gold. This is lettuce. All these baby lettuce can be transferred. This is sow thistle. So this, I mean, I can eat for myself. But down here, let me move this over. I got a little tomato plant coming up. This is all lettuce with a little bit of probably celery coming up. Each one of those lettuce can be plucked out, each little plant, and it can be transplanted, and they don't seem to go really into any type of transplant shock. Some plants do. They move so easy. So I'm planning on doing that. And this, I talked about this. This rail is about ready to go. I'm just really waiting for the weather to warm up. I've tested some seeds. Oh, see, some chocolate mint got in here. But I do want a lot of chocolate mint, so I might actually transfer the whole thing out. And, well, I just had a goldfinch on this, so I'm not taking this out yet, so we'll see. But I do want to get more chocolate mint growing. So I want to get this rail off. This is doing me no good. This may just be left in here. See all the lettuce? I love that. And then this is a little kale growing in here. I'm going to be separating a lot and changing a lot. Right now, this year, I have to get plants growing. Now I got parsley in here. I want to get the parsley out. I want to get the chocolate mint growing really good. See, it's overpacked in here and it's set root. This needs to get into something on its own. Because mint, the way I make it, I know I'm getting all the nutrients from the mint, and I need that right now. So I'm going to be working on that. Got some onions in there. That one didn't do that great, but we'll see what happens as it goes. This lettuce can be eaten, but I've almost lost it. We're going to do a whole thing on lettuce. Lettuce needs water. If it dries out, it starts to go to seed. It's got that look like it wants to go to seed, but still soft enough it's going to taste good. So all in all, I've gotten lettuce fell in there. I do have onions in there, and I've got onions in the other yard too. See the onions? So I have onions now growing, and as the weather warms, the onions will get bigger too. All in all, everything is doing pretty good, but a lot of this is being busted out. I will take out the baby dinosaur kale. I will get them each in their own pot, unless I put some in the ground. This is going to be food for me. This is very important. That's going into something. I have tons of Swiss chard, so I'll see what happens when I get to that. And then walking onions. I need to get serious on walking onions. I don't want them overcrowded. In a floral pot, I can put 4 or 5 in one floral pot, and they'll do really, really good. So I'm going to move a lot of walking onions. I've already got, look at this, Malabar spinach is coming up from seed. I think what surprised me is I'm dealing with some sort of weed that got into this. So I've been taking out the soil. And this is the, no, this isn't the soil. Oh, there's the soil down there. And I don't want to plant in here because this weed runs like Bermuda, but it's not. It looks like dichondra. So I really wanted to take the whole thing apart. Let me lift this. I just sat that in there the other day. I was getting close to taking it apart, and it is in there. See this? I don't know what that is. But it is a little monster because it just keeps growing. Look at the runners. This is the runner. I can't get rid of it. No matter what I do, I pluck it out and it comes back. And this is the only pot I've ever seen this grow in. But it looks like dichondra if you let it go. The whole bunch of those round, flat leaves gets bigger than that. So I really want to get rid of it. And I've got, oh, this is Malabar spinach. And just as I was getting ready to plant lettuce in here today, let me put this in here. Because even though I don't like it, I can still rot it, dry it, and use it for soil. I looked at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look, look, look. This. I couldn't believe it. We're in March, and I've got popolo growing. Is this too? I really can't stand this stuff. I've got to get it out. I've been really working on getting it out, but it just keeps coming back. This is garlic chives. I don't want to lose that. So what I was going to do was I was going to pull the whole, see it's back there? And it chokes out the plants. I don't know what it is. Look at the roots on this. Okay. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if I bought something that was in there. I don't know if a bird put a seed in there, but see, it's got runners. And when it has runners like that, you leave the roots and they just take off. So I've just been dropping it in there. No, see that's sow thistle down there. This is the only one that's got it. So I'm going to decide. But now that I've got popolo growing. I don't know if I want to stop the popolo. Now, the only reason the popolo is growing is because I took that floral pot and I sat it in here, and the floral pot gave it warmth. It should not be growing right now, and not outside, not when we've been 45 degrees at night and some nights even cooler. See, a seed tried to come up. I don't even know what these seeds are, but the pot was on top. But the popolo is growing because of this pot. There's nothing in it. This is just weeds. But pots create water and warmth. So this pot is creating warmth and it's growing popolo, which Gary really, really does like. So I may now redesign this one, leave it and deal with that weed and keep after it until it's gone, and put something else on the top and let the popolo grow, because I was amazed at that. That's basically it. All I wanted to do was say hello. I know we're all in this. We're all freaking out, or whatever you want to call it. And I have my moments. Oh, look at this. Baby walking onions. I overpacked them, and I told Gary, nope, I got to get them out of here, and I've got to separate each one. At least they're all alive. But I've got to get them out because they're not going to grow that way. They're overpacked, and separate them, and then they'll take off. And then, of course, I've got the lettuce growing here. This is oregano and all this lettuce. We keep eating and eating off that. And then there's more lettuce down there. So we'll get the lettuce going. I've got tomatillos growing here. It just started. I put it up against the wall because the wall is warm, so maybe it won't get too cold, and we'll just keep going and see what happens with this. There's a pomegranate tree in there. I don't know if I want it. I'll decide when I get to it. There's some carrots I'm growing. Those are little ones. We'll come back to that another day. Here's a tomato plant. Oh, the wind snapped this one. I'll have to see if I can save this. I'll just hook it up there. I've actually taken tomato plants that have snapped and put a little bit of masking tape on it, and it worked really good. Still working with all this stuff. I've got some peppers and different things growing just temporarily here. See, it got too cold for this sage. And I'm slowly getting ready. All this is lettuce. It will be transplanted out, and I've got some dill starting to come up in here too. And little by little, I'm going to get to this and decide what stays and what goes. We're all in this together, and we all have to work together. I don't know what else to say. I have no answer for anything, and I don't think anybody else does. I'm going to be staying home. I have not left my house in a week. Today will be 1 week since I left the house. So like everybody else, I'm just holding my breath and hoping in another week. I did not pick anything up being out in public a week ago, but so far so good. I will continue to drink mint tea. I'll get into that, how important that is because of the nutrients, how we can grow mint. Even something as simple as that, with all the canned foods and processed foods we're all going to be eating, a glass of mint tea, something you grew, can give you so many nutrients. So we'll get into all that. I wanted to show you that I really haven't done too much with the deck, but at least I've got my thyme growing, I've got tomatoes growing, I've got lettuce. I'm going to get serious on lettuce because I love lettuce, so do the dogs. And it grows here. This is the only one that grows here, the romaine, and they're so easy to just pluck out and move. And they grow really fast. And I've got techniques and different ways I want to try growing them because they need water. And when I say they need water, that doesn't mean just go water them. That means they need water, and it's got to stay damp all the time, but not to the point where it's going to mold. So I'm going to be working on that very soon. They said in a few days we may have some dry days. I cannot believe this. I go out to work and then it just starts pouring. So, I'm going to have to admit, I've had my ups and my downs, and I'm trying to just do what I can control. And what can I control? My garden. I can clean up this mess, which right now I don't care about because I'm moving things and bringing out wood chips and stuff, and had Gary bring me a bag of potting soil. Oh, here it is. I was wondering, okay, it's right here. And I'm trying to see if I can get some other potting soil. Potting soil is good to start with, especially now, but every time I try to order it, it gets canceled. So I think it's getting harder right now, but they should have potting soil soon. Doesn't matter. I'm making my own. So that's basically it. Here is, oh, look at that. That's the sage I bought from the 99-cent store a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Time is, to Gary, he said it feels like time stood still. He's never felt time go so slow. And for me, I don't even know what day it is half the time. So Gary did one last run today out, which he did not go near anybody. It was just to get things done that he wanted to get done, but he said he wasn't near any people. Everybody's behind glass these days, and that's fine. And now we're just going to be staying home. I'm trying to set up my kitchen that if some of you want, and I don't want to bore anybody, to the point where they get sick of me, but I'm willing, if I can keep myself pulled together, I am willing to go in my kitchen and sit Gary down in front of the computer where he can say hello, talk to you as I make him dinner. I have to get very creative. I have to make sure I'm not wasteful. Of course, no waste will be thrown out. I am composting everything, chicken bones, everything, and try to ration. I'm basically rationing what I've got and using from the garden. So I'm waiting for the weather to warm so I can get my zucchini and squash going. That is not being wasted. If it's too hard for any reason, I can bake it and take the meat out of it, and I could do whatever I want out of it. There's a lot of things I can do even with a zucchini that's maybe even overripe. I have a few left of overripe or bigger zucchini, and I'll figure this out. I've tested some seeds. I told you that. See, these are seeds. And they're growing, but they're not growing as vigorous as they should, which makes me think it's still a little cold at night. So that's basically it. I have already gone to 15 minutes, and I don't want to keep this long. I'll see if I decide to put the other video up, because I don't think you want to hear me rambling in the yard. I will try to work something out with the kitchen. And you'll probably see Gary more than you've seen him before. He's the quiet man. But I'm going to get him out here, at least if we can do some live feeds and talk about things and try to keep everybody as up as we possibly can, because everything going on right now is out of our control. So let's concentrate on what we can control. And that's basically it. So I wanted to touch base. The video I put up the other day on the turmeric, that was done a few weeks ago, and I kind of forgot about it. So that's why I'm so bubbly and cheerful and everything in there, because it was long before all this happened. And then we could just talk about what's going on if you want. We can have tea at night. Somebody suggested midnight tea. I'm thinking about that. And there's times I'm thinking about when I'm stir crazy, could be midnight, and go bake something. I might just turn on the camera and just go bake something. So with that, I'm going to tell you, do have a good day. Do stay safe. We're all in this together. And somehow, I hope we all can get through this. Have a great day. Take care. Get something growing. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye, everybody. And thank you for all the wonderful messages and comments and everything. Thank you. Bye-bye.